Hey everyone, I just wanted to create a quick video to share a few reactions to the first discussion board. So overall, I thought great thoughts were shared, and I thought everyone engaged really well. A few thoughts. Some of you already mentioned this, many of you in your post already did, but I just wanted to reaffirm or affirm it because I feel like it's a really central principle to the family counseling approach. So once again, the client isn't. It's not like you have clients when you're working with a family or a couple. You have a client, the family system or the couple is the client. So it's not like thinking of various individuals, trying to interact together. It's just like, oh, this system is one, just like cohesive, not cohesive in the sense that they get along, but they are interacting as a system, as a group, and that's the client. That process is the client. So once again, I just want to really reaffirm that because I feel like that's central, a central key difference. That's going to be hopefully that paradigm is an important step in the direction of counseling families and couples. And I feel like there's a metaphor of a dance, like a relational dance. So you can't just dance with someone and do whatever you want because it's going to impact them, especially if you're close, if you're like holding each other, or even if you're not, if you're part of like a team of dancers. Like if you go too much into their space, then like it's not going to work. It's not going to flow. It's going to mess up the whole sequence, the whole homeostasis of the dance. So just thinking about that. So like where one person's dance actions are going to impact the other person's dance actions, particularly if they're running into each other and they're really not jiving well. So that metaphor obviously can apply to family counseling. So we're trying to make things work in this relational dance, but as we run into each other, as we get into each other's space, as we get in, kind of mess with the other person's dance, and get, then we have to reorient ourselves in the system to like respond to other people. So, anyways, just an idea of some metaphor that might be applicable. Uh, and some of you, I even chatted in the discussion board with some of you about this, but I really hope that you all keep thinking about how a systemic lens can still aid you in your individual work. Many of you probably aren't going to do couple work or family work, which is fine, or maybe it will be a while before you do. But having that lens that, like, okay, sometimes we get fixated just on the individual unique experience, but the client, the individual client, is still acting in the context of a system, multiple systems, but there's various relevant systems that are a part of their individual counseling work. So it's not like we have to make that the central focus of counseling, but sometimes it can be an important lens through which to view the client, conceptualize at a deeper level what's happening here and what might be needed support. And some of you kind of talked about how you were a little, I don't know what word to put there, maybe intimidated. It seemed like intimidated by the complexity. I think a lot of you are using the idea of like, or the word of it's complex. Family counseling, couple counseling feels complex, complex, complex. Sure, I think there absolutely is an element of complexity there. But one of my professors in my PhD program, he was trained as a licensed mental or marriage and family therapist. Uh, and he talked about how he was really nervous the first time he was about to work with an individual client because he had only worked with families or couples up to that point. So it was like, it was nerve wracking to him to be like, oh no, what do I do with just one person? So I think it's I just wanted to share that just to kind of give you an idea of a perspective that, you get used to the work that you do and then it starts to become normal. I think some things about family work is like easier in the fact that there's more people there. There's more like things going on. So it's not like you're twiddling your thumbs trying to figure out what to do. Like there's a lot happening usually right there in the room. Just addressing even the nonverbals and noticing where they sit and how they sit, and who's looking at who and who's talking and who's not. Like there's so many different directions to take it. So, anyways, just the perspective to add there. The last thing that I wanted to throw out there isn't a major issue, but just an encouragement to add citation add citations when you're sharing relevant information from the textbook. So I think some mentioned how like family counseling can be shorter as a difference between individual and anecdotally. I've seen that, I've seen that. I think it makes sense that, there's a lot more people in the room. It's hard to kind of maybe even just the pragmatics of coordinating schedules. But I didn't know if people were referencing the text or just kind of what they thought was a difference. So if you are referencing the text, make that known. I think that'd be helpful to, for the discussion boards, that we can all kind of have a shared location to go back to if you're addressing something relevant from the text. So anyways, just some things to be considering. So I'm looking forward to another week with you all and learning and growing with you. And discussion board week 2. So here we go. Thanks, everyone.